Hello, friends and family. Welcome to day 20 of my quest to crush large diffuse B cell aggressive lymphoma. Let's get into status. Nauseous. Nope, not today, and I ate better today. Not too much pain from the PICC line, so I think that helped. Mouth pain, none. Steady weight, and fluid was 80 ounces yesterday. Maybe 90, I think it was 80. Sleep, 7 hours and 55, no nap. Interesting. Yesterday I got an 85% for my 5 hours and something. Today I got an 85% for my 7 hours and 55. So it doesn't, the grade doesn't seem to be related to the hours, or at least not measurably. I added a new status, which is mental health / headspace, because I think it might be valuable to those watching, maybe not my friends and family, but others, maybe even you guys, how I'm feeling. I don't think I talk about that a whole lot, so I decided to add that as, just to make it real. So overall, I think I've expressed multiple times, so it's pretty clear. Grateful and happy that I'm not having a whole lot of symptoms right now. Enjoying this period of time where I'm symptom free, for the most part. I think I'm anxious right now that we don't have a plan because we're still waiting on insurance to tell us what's approved and not approved. I am not excited, to revisit the chemo symptoms, which I know are coming in the coming days. By the end of this week, I should be back on chemo, and those symptoms are going to roll in, and I think they'll be faster than the last time based on my previous experience, but maybe not. I'll hope not. Chemo symptoms. My hair is falling out. The little hairs that I have. I'll insert a picture here. But if all those little lines you see in there are these little hairs. I just kind of ran my hand over my hair, I think after getting out of the shower, and that was the group of them. And I saw that again also in a notebook earlier today. So we're at about the right time. I don't know where we're going to settle, but this is the time I expected it to really be falling. So it's doing what we think. Chemo brain, I don't think so. I'm actually back to work, and you guys let me know. If you're seeing it, let me know. I don't want to false report. My movement yesterday was 6,400 steps and only one sun salutation, mostly because of the bleeding on the PICC line and some pain. I didn't want to push that. He did say I could do the yoga, and maybe I'll try tonight, or maybe I'll start up tomorrow back again, but I just didn't want to cause any additional issues there. Let's see. I did actually have a issue with the PICC line last night. Overnight, there was some... I'll just say that there was some seepage. I don't think it was blood because it looked diluted, but whatever. That made me know that the dressing was wet underneath the tegaderm, which, wet sealed in is like bad for infection, and we just had a slice there. So I called the doctor's office this morning, and they had me come in, and I did a PICC line change. Trigger warning. There's nothing to see, though. So we got a new dressing, and it looks good. Nothing's been breaking through, and there's no fluid that I can see, so that's all good news. I already mentioned we're still waiting on insurance, and I did send in all the paperwork. I sent in the paperwork to request them to fill out for short-term disability. I talked about that yesterday, and also they had sent me some paperwork to sign, which I sent back. So I've done all my doctor stuff, including an impromptu visit today to get that dressing change. Okay, so I'm on to accomplishments. Reading 20 for 20. In 21, I did that. I did today's and yesterday's. We're good to go. PICC line, I got the new dressing. I did work today. I've had one robotics call. Just realized on my calendar there's a second one coming up shortly, so I'll be on another robotics call shortly. I did crochet. So I crocheted this little cuff here to hold the end of the PICC line so it's not flapping around and pulling. It is sutured in, so it's not going to fall out. But this way, it doesn't. It actually is much easier to put your arm into sleeves and all kinds of stuff with the cuff on. So this was nice. She recommended you cutting off a piece of a sock. I tried a couple socks, but the socks I have weren't long enough, or they were too tight or too loose, and it is what it is. So I said, I'll just crochet something, which I did. took a couple minutes. And I made another one that's a little bigger, so I'm not worried about that. I did send in all that paperwork as an accomplishment, check. Oh, I crocheted something else today. I crocheted this little water bottle holder, or insulator. Ta-da! For my new water bottle, this is called Path Water, and it's aluminum can. It's not insulated, that's why I made this little crocheted holder. And the thing that was cool about it is sparkling water, and it's refillable. And you guys all know that I'm drinking a lot of sparkling water, so I think I got 8 or 9 pack. I gifted one to my dad because he also drinks sparkling water. But this way, I could make my sparkling water and put it into a container that I could take with me easily. So that was and not have a whole lot of plastic waste. So I'm pretty happy with this. And then I just made my little carrier, which I'm pretty happy with as well. Insulator. That's cotton crocheting, so that took a couple minutes. That wasn't a lot. And I'm trying to see if I have any other status for you. I think that's it. I don't know if I mentioned before, but several people have commented that me continuing to move throughout this experience has helped them, motivate them to do a little moving on their own. I know we're all stuck at home still, most of us, but if you can move around the house or take a quick walk outside on the driveway or whatever it is you can do, moving overall is good for you and will help you, hopefully. So I'm glad that I could inspire some folks to get moving, so that's great. So the other thing I added to my to-do list, but I'm not sure on the plans, I think based on what's coming up for this week, not during the week, but maybe something I can work on over the weekend, was I think I want to do a compilation of this first treatment, the 21 or 22, 23, however many days it is between that first, the first time they inserted the chemo, and my experiences and what I experienced on what days, kind of chart it out and do an overview summary video, which may not be very valuable to my friends and family who have been listening to every day as it comes, but it might be valuable in the future to somebody who's just getting this R-EPOCH experience, and they can see if there's some, what to expect, and if they're, I can only share my experience, but in this way I could maybe help somebody in the future that's going through this. So I'm thinking, and it might be good, I'll probably link back to the individual videos where I mention things or whatever, but in this way I can kind of take all those 3 weeks of experiences and smush them into one video, which may or may not be interesting to you, but something I'm thinking of doing, and it would be a good way to kind of log the big picture. And I think that will also allow us to see quickly the difference between treatment 1 and treatment 2 or treatment 3 if we compare those big summaries. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do that. But I'm not sure when. I hope that I can do it this weekend, but we'll see. Okay. What else? I think that's all I have for you today. So thank you, as always, for joining me on this journey. As always, I'm grateful to have another good day. I was right. I'll just mention that. I was right. The PICC line was what exhausted me yesterday. Because today, even with a quick run to the doctor's office, I think it was there, I was gone from the house for an hour, probably 20 minutes each way, and then 20 minutes there while they did the work, or 10 minutes or whatever it was. I'm not nearly as exhausted as I was yesterday. And I worked a full 8 hours, maybe almost 9 hours. So I think that it was not work. Oh, and somebody also commented about make sure you're focusing on healing and fighting, not on work. And absolutely, that is my focus. Right now, while I'm feeling good, I'm working. And when I'm not feeling good, or chemo brain, or all those things, then I won't be working. And to that end, I am submitting my short-term disability paperwork. And I think I mentioned already, but in the past, and I looked up the rules at IBM currently, and what I could do is you basically apply for short-term, but you don't have to be out for 6 months. I have short-term, and then I take it like vacation almost, but it's sick days. And so I have the equivalent of 6 months of sick days to take as short-term disability. And in the past, that worked, as far as chemo goes, particularly if you have that at least one good week, then you always have 2 weeks in a month where you can definitely work, and then 2 weeks where you maybe can or can't. What I'm seeing, my experience this last time was that first week wasn't so bad. The second week was pretty bad. I probably wouldn't work. The third week was not bad, and so forth. So we'll see how I do, and we'll play it by ear. And I have some flexibility as far as half days and all those kinds of things. So that's what we'll do. So back to, I'm going to either cut that out or you heard it already and I apologize. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift and live it.